Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
One of California's most unique racing playgrounds, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway opened in 2013. Located in Bakersfield, California, the track was built about 30 miles west of the former Mesa Marin Raceway, another half-mile paved oval that held races from 1977 through 2005, including 9 Craftsman Truck Series events. In late 2023, the track was purchased by Tim and Lisa Huddleston, owners of Irwindale Speedway and Event Center, and renamed Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway in honor of the NASCAR legend and Bakersfield native. Kern Raceway's paved oval features progressive banking in the corner, starting at 12 degrees at the bottom of the track and rising to 14 degrees at the top, as well as 8 degrees of banking on the straightaways. Turns 1 and 2 are raised slightly higher than the straightaways in turns 3 and 4. Alongside the paved oval, which is a regular host of the ARCA Menard Series West, Kern Raceway also has a third-mile asymmetrical clay oval for sprint car and midget racing. Tonight, it's the IROC Challenge Series 3 Wide with DJG 200, and it's next on Track Limits Network. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the virtual Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway 3 Wide with DJG. Not Season 3, it's Season 10. We gotta fix that. Let's take a look at the race details. Always find something last minute. 78-degree ambient temperatures, 45% humidity, partly cloudy skies, a 2-mile-per-hour breeze. Track temp pretty cool, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Race distance tonight, 200 laps. 75% fuel on board. They've got 3 sets of tires available over the wall. No fast repairs. Count them. 0, zip, zilch, and 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish if we need it. Practice and qualifying complete here at the Speedway. Into the warm-up now. Fast time is Brian McCann, 18.188 the time. TJ Majors second quick. And it's Brandon Mefford, Aaron Smith, old Timmy Schofield rounding out the top 5. Just about 3 minutes left in this session. Aaron Smith having some fun down at the bottom of the racetrack. Try and get a look at the point standings coming into this evening. Aaron Smith on top of the charts as we get into this next round of the playoffs. TJ Majors, Casey Bentz, Steve Durbin, Garrett Johnston, the top 5. Brian McCann still holding on, though he has winless so far this season. Christian Strader, Will Tyndall, your 8 championship contenders for the time being. Out of it, eliminated. Adam Pettit, Lilith Peters still chasing that elusive first win as well. Brandon Mefford, 11th. Neil Quick, Evan Janik, Brent Butler, Jason Nilgis, and Jim Pileski. That is the top 16 in the standings. Aaron Smith with 6 wins on the season. TJ showing with 3. Casey Bentz with just a singular win. Brent Butler another win as well, but again eliminated from this playoff battle. Just about 90 seconds shy of closing out this warm-up session. Black and red flags will drop. And we'll get right to our starting grid for tonight's 200-lapper here at the short track. The RPM spiked just a bit there on the exit of the corner. Aaron had to gather up the car, didn't hit anything, but we're going to see a lot of that here tonight, I think. Just being a little aggressive on throttle on corner exit. Going to see these guys have that rear end step out on them. Steve Durbin, 11th quick in this warm-up. Chuck Sweeting up to second fast with an 18.19. Majors and Mefford identical times. Well, now Majors picks it up with an 18.195. So real tight here in the warm-up session as it comes to a close. We're not going to waste any time here. We're just about to get to our starting grid. In fact, it is time. So here it is. On the pole position yet again with a lap time of 18.157 seconds. It's a 70 machine. The Bumblebee himself, Aaron Smith. Outside front row, missed it by 41 thousandths of a second. The 6 of TJ Majors. Row number 2, chasing that first win of the season, Brian McCann and Chuck Sweeting. Casey Benson, row 3 with Garrett Johnston. Row 4 is Kevin McCann and Christian Strader. Row number 5, it's the Charity Motorsports entry of Brandon Mefford with Steve Durbin to the right elbow. Starting 11th, Todd Kleek in the number 45. 12th goes to William Tyndall. 13th starter, it's the 51 of Chris Wally. Kyle Hardy will start 14th. Tim Schofield in the 15th position. 16th goes to Kyle White. 17th starter, it's a 46 from Falcon Motorsports, Chris Mefford. Zachary Kleek will start 18th. Lilith Peters deep in the field here tonight. She'll start 19th. Peter Ruzick 20th. Shotgun on the field, 34, Doug Wysocki. It's your starting grid here for the 3 wide with DJG 200 from Kevin Harvick's Kern County. Race details again, 200 laps the race distance tonight. Drivers working with a 75% load of fuel, 3 sets of tires over the wall, no fast repairs, and 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. Weather details, 78 degrees here tonight, 45% humidity, partly cloudy, 2-mile-per-hour breeze. Track temperature, that's the important one, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Field is getting the 1 to go signal, so we'll be racing the next time by. We got Sean Kozer, 3772, says good luck to all in the championship rounds from Anything EC. It's over in the IROC TV chat in case you're looking for it. Jump over to Track Limits Network as well. Give us a like and a subscribe. Do the same over at IROC if you haven't already. Maybe wait a minute because we're going green. Barney with the flag in hand, ready to get it waving here. They come to the start-finish line, and we are racing from Kern County. Majors with a quick jump to the race lead on the exit of turn number 2 around Aaron Smith. Aaron not going to give up the fight, though. Keeps it back to the bottom here alongside. They might touch doors in the middle of 3 and 4 already. Coming back to green. Who's going to lead the first lap? It's TJ Majors. Gets clear of Aaron Smith, headed down into turn 1. Chuck Sweeting now around the outside of Brian McCann. Sweeting and McCann side by side for the 3rd spot. McCann in the bottom in the number 3 machine. Chuck Sweeting trying to make the outside work, and it's paying off right now. He gets clear of Brian McCann and now puts pressure on Aaron Smith. Bumper cam looking back. It's now 2nd place. Chuck Sweeting very quickly moving towards the front. Started 4th, now on the back bumper of the race leader, TJ Majors. Majors gets a real good exit down the backstretch.
Caution's out.
And caution on the speedway.
Real quick, bud.
Looks like Zachary Kleek possibly with Peter Ruzick. There it is. We saw William Tyndall coming to pit lane as the caution comes out. He's having to serve a black flag penalty for something. I don't think it's related to this at all. This caution coming out 6 laps in. First one of the night between Zachary Kleek and Peter Ruzick. Let's get a look at it. Drivers are side by side. Kleek gets the wall a bit and chases him down into the 26 of Ruzick. You get a little wadded up into turn number 3. Not a major incident, but enough to put us under the yellow with cars stopped on the racetrack. So this will set us up for our first restart of the night. This time it'll be Majors with the top spot with Chuck Sweeting right alongside. Curious to see what lane TJ is going to take. He was able to make that pass on the opening salvo of tonight's race to get around Aaron Smith for that race lead, but it seems that the outside is the place to be. We'll find out here in a minute. We should be getting the one-to-go signal the next time by. And there it is. Let's see if TJ keeps it on the bottom. Looks like he's going to. So this could be interesting. We know the outside lane on the restarts, that second place machine always at a disadvantage. But we'll see. Again, we talked about the progressive banking here in the open. Low side of the track's about 12 degrees. You gain a couple of degrees of banking up top. That might be where that advantage is. It is the longer way around, but you get a little bit more grip. Pace car is in.
Green flag.
And green back in the air. Good restart for TJ Majors, but Aaron Smith has a good one as well. He gets alongside Chuck Sweeting for the second spot. Sweeting battle around the outside. He's got a run. Closes the door, does TJ Majors. Saw him coming and quickly blocked that run. Some might wonder, why are you throwing the block with 11 laps in? Well, for TJ's sake, he's out in front. He's not in traffic. If things unfold in the pack, he doesn't need to worry about getting caught out in it. Definitely a benefit to be out front right now, so he's going to protect it all he can. Right now, the best help he's got was Aaron Smith battling with the 75 of Sweeting, but now Smith up into the second position. Let's see if he's got anything in the tank to run down TJ. Big checkup for Sweeting in the middle of the corner. Allows Casey Bentz to close in just a bit. Further back, Garrett Johnston, Brian McCann side by side. Johnston's going to take the spot on the bottom. So we're seeing different grooves being effective here at the Speedway. That's very promising to see. It can only get better as this race goes on. That track rubbers up. Brian McCann, Kevin McCann, nose to tail right now, and Christian Strader looking to the outside of the 3. McCann running back in P6 for the time being. Down a few spots from that third place qualifying effort. Back out front, Majors continues to lead, about a half car between himself and Aaron Smith. gap back to Aaron Smith has really not changed much. It's kind of lingering between a 10.5 and 2.5. Now Aaron Smith really there. He's just a few feet off the back bumper of Majors, 20 laps in. Just want to make a reminder to everybody, both chats are open at Track Limits Network on YouTube and the IROC TV channel as well. Feel free to chime in. Tell us who you're cheering for, where you're watching from. I don't care if you even bring up something that's not related to what we're watching. Just say hello. Get lonely out here. Right now, I think Aaron Smith's got a fast race car. If he gets out into the wind, I think he might be hard to guard. Majors is going to do all he can to keep him in that rearview mirror for the time being. Hey, we got Dustin from 0X Media in the chat. If you're looking for a fun race to watch, tune in tomorrow night for their league race here on Track Limits Network. Ryan McCann finally up into the top 5 again. Now behind him, Strader and Garrett Johnston side by side for position. Further back behind them, it's Kevin McCann and Brandon Mefford, and then Kyle Hardy rounding out the top 10. Kevin McCann making some moves, looking around the outside of Strader, now going to the inside on Garrett Johnston. Not wasting any time, had the run, had to do something with it, and he did, but he's real loose off of turn number 2. We got Shady Acres in the chat, says, thank you for bringing us these broadcasts every Monday. You do an excellent job, especially all by yourself. Go Kyle Hardy in the 35. Thanks for the kind words, sir. Or ma'am, whoever it is. I'm not sure who Shady Acres is necessarily, but appreciate the comments nonetheless. Speaking of Kyle Hardy, comfortably in the top 10 right now with Kyle White to the back bumper. Battle just ahead of him, Mefford and Strader. Mefford flying around the outside. He'll get clear of Strader as they roll down into turn number 1. Further down the line, this is for 16th. Peter Ruzick in the 26. Back to battling with Zachary Kleek. These are the two that put us under our first caution early on in this race, about lap 4, I believe it was, and now they continue to fight it out side by side for position. Kleek up the racetrack, makes contact with Ruzick. Lets the 26 go, will fall in line. Now Steve Turbin taking a look at the 11 as Kleek gets loose out of turn number 2. Ruzick now will take sole possession as 16th, and now Kleek slides back another spot, loses that to Steve Turbin. Zero X Media says, I like these cars. Is dirt on their schedule? No, not in this particular series. It is not. I don't think. I have to go back and look at the schedule. I think they ran a dirt race with these cars last season. In fact, let me see if I can pull it up while we're talking about it. Bullring at Vegas. No, that was paved. Eldora. Yeah, they ran the Spartan Showdown at Eldora this year. Things relatively unchanged at the front of the field. TJ Majors has been out front since the drop of the green flag. Started outside pole and very quickly took that spot away from Aaron Smith. But Aaron Smith hasn't missed a step. He's still right there in the tire tracks of the 6. Chuck Sweeting showing a lot of pace here tonight. He's up to 3rd and knocking on the back door on that yellow number 70. .39 laps complete here at Kern County. Majors continues to lead, but lots of battles in behind the race leader. Brian McCann now getting clear of Chuck Sweeting. Seemed like he was kind of laying back there for a while, was kind of stuck in 6th for a little bit, then kind of worked his way into P5, but now the march forward is McCann putting pressure on Aaron Smith. Brake rotor's aglow on the 70. He just lets McCann go. Look at those brakes just getting cherry red. We'll see if we can get a closer look at that. Man, I wish we had cameras on that. I know there was a time where one of the updates kind of eliminated that cherry red glow on these cars, but all of a sudden they're back. Glad to see it. I guess I got to do some camera editing. Shady Acres in the chat. Guys are being very patient tonight. That they are. We've had some disastrous short track races in this series at times, and there's been a lot of restraint, some passive-aggressive driving. I guess that's the best way I could explain it. But yeah, these guys are putting on a good show tonight, keeping it out of the wall and out of trouble. So Brian McCann now applying pressure to TJ Majors for the race lead. Let's see if he's got it. Last lap for McCann was faster than TJ, but faster than both of them was Aaron Smith. McCann trying to pull the car underneath Aaron Smith for the lead. Couldn't get it done. Now we'll go back to the bottom off of turn number 2. Nothing just yet. Stays in line. Let's ride on board here with Brian McCann, see what he sees as he tries to run down the race leader. Again, nothing doing. Might have him there on exit. He's got a nose in, real loose exit of 4. Has to regroup. He's going to get those tires awful hot. You got to try and keep them cool if they want to cooperate. Quarter distance here at Kevin Harvick's Kern County, and we got a great race going on right now with Brian McCann trying to throw everything he's got at the race leader, TJ Majors. Cherry red brakes as well on the 3. Not so much out of TJ, he's just running his line. Meanwhile, I want to go back here. Peter Ruzick did end up having a problem out on the speedway, did not bring out a caution. We saw him battling with Zachary Cleek there for a bit. See if I can find this here. Take a look at what happened. This is about lap 35. It was not that long ago. These laps click off in a hurry. Real shallow entry for the 26. Gets down to the lesser banked part of the racetrack. Seems okay through corner off and then on the throttle a little too much on exit. Didn't open up that wheel enough, I'm betting. Gets a piece of the inside wall. Back to this battle for the top spot. Majors continues to hang on to it. Now the brake's starting to warm up on the 6 machine. What a battle here at the front of the field. And it's not just the top 2 running away fighting it out. You got 3rd place right there. Chuck Sweeting as well in 4th. Garrett Johnston in 5th. Closed up in this group as well, the 33 of Kevin McCann. So this could fall in anybody's lap at any moment. Behind them, though, battle behind. And Brandon Mefford and Christian Strader continue to fight. Strader will tuck back in behind. Now Johnston and McCann side by side. Johnston will get the run off. Big check up ahead, or Johnston drove it in deep. The battle has changed a bit up front. Brian McCann now in defense mode, trying to keep the 70 in behind while not losing too much attention on that back bumper of TJ Majors. Opens up the wheel off turn number 2, allows to maximize that straightaway speed. Tell you, I'm no expert, but I think TJ's doing a little bit of mirror driving here. Pinned to the bottom of the track there in 3 and 4. What line is he taking 1 and 2? Just about the same as McCann. And there he goes, gets to the inside, down turn number 1, alongside Majors for the race lead. Now Aaron Smith's going to take a peek, little bit of contact to Brian McCann. He'll settle back in behind, but now he's going to fend off Aaron Smith. Praise and move by Brian McCann to try and take the lead away. Couldn't get it done, and it almost cost him the 2nd spot, but he maintains it. Aaron Smith will settle in behind. We continue to watch this great battle here at the front of the field. I want to give a call again to Lilith Peters. We've talked about her a lot this season. She's been fast. She started back in 19th, and now she's just 1 spot outside the top 10 in the 11th position. 65 laps in. Has got to keep the nose clean on that number 1 machine, but if she can do just that, she's showing she has the pace. Last lap for Peters in 19:12. That's the same lap time that Brian McCann just ran. 68 goes up on the board. So far, Majors has led every one of them. Christian Strader, Brandon Mefford still fighting it out. Mefford with the spot for now, but he's not worried about Strader. He's looking at that back bumper of Garrett Johnston. Johnston, the sole possession of 5th place. Mefford wants to jump into that top 5. I think he's got the pace. Short track racing kind of right in the 83's wheelhouse. He's going to find a way around. 0X in the chat. What a gutsy move by Smith. Seems like they're just waiting on any mistake or opportunity to make a move. Great racing up front. Really, Dustin, it's been great racing everywhere. We're checking on this battle here just outside the top 5. This has been a good one, but even further down early, we saw Peter Ruzick and Zachary Kleek fighting out for 16th, and they were fighting just as hard, if not more so. Put 75 laps up on the board here, wondering when those first round of pit stops. I never thought I'd utter the words green flag pit stops in a short track, but knock on wood, and I do have some next to me. We might actually get there. Tires got to be starting to go away. In fact, talking about tires specifically, is McCann making a look to the inside again on TJ Majors for the lead. Majors will pin him down to the bottom of the racetrack, opens up the wheel on exit just a bit, and will maintain the top spot. But yes, tire fall off is a thing. Race leader TJ Majors' best lap of the night in 18:44. His last lap a 19:25. So they're falling off just as much as everybody else, I would assume. Dustin says it. This one might have to be won on pit road. That's kind of right what we're talking about, and I think you're absolutely right. Mefford now gets to the inside on Garrett Johnston. They're just about side by side at start finish. Mefford will drive it deep into turn number 1 and clear the 15, but Garrett's now going to battle back. No, won't have the run, or will he? No. Mefford closes the door. Field pretty well single file front to back here. We'll start working our way through. Now checking on Lilith Peters, who has cracked the top 10. Just picking them off one at a time, slowly but surely. She was 11th when we checked about 20 laps ago, so she's picked up 1. Oh, real loose on exit goes Casey Bentz. Casey Bentz was that position, so I think his situation might just be tire related. Keep an eye on the 27 here. He wasn't really in traffic. A little loose even coming to start finish. Shady Acres says it's a one-groove track, so pit road is where it will definitely be one. I don't know. I mean, with the progressive banking at this place, we've seen it. Guys were able to make moves on the top lane. Some guys were able to make moves on the bottom, so I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's entirely a one-groove racetrack. Yeah, one might be a little better than the next, but these guys have already proven they can get it done top or bottom. And I think that's a lot of the reason you're seeing TJ throw the blocks that he has thrown, trying to keep the 3 behind him. A little bit of mirror driving, it seems, out of the 6, which you got to do what you got to do. Some guys frown upon it. If you're trying to hold off a hard charger and Brian McCann, who's so far winless this season, all bets are off. Six laps up on the board now. Majors continues to dominate. Todd Kleek in pit lane. He's got some damage. Big time damage. Not sure what happened there to the 45. And his night is over. Shady Acres goes, I haven't seen any passing after tires got worn. Yeah, I give you that. On the old tires, it is extremely difficult. I think the only thing we've really seen is McCann and Majors come close. Aaron Smith, kind of the same thing. He took advantage of that situation, but the running order hasn't changed. Majors still leads. McCann is second. Aaron Smith still third. Chuck Sweeting fourth. And Brandon Mefford, though, he's making some passes. He's still working his way towards the front. And that's been in the last 10 to 15 laps. He has definitely gone through. Remember, he was in behind Garrett Johnston not that long ago. And now he's a whole corner ahead of him. Strader looks to the inside. Not enough momentum to get it done, or grip for that matter. Strader to the inside of Brandon Mefford. These two have been fighting quite a bit over the last 25, 30 plus laps. Off at turn number 2. Strader is in the wall and the caution comes out.
How was your forward drive there towards the end of that little run we just did?
Strader, Johnston, McCann all having trouble here. Only our second caution of the night as we're just a handful of laps to halfway, but Strader trying to get it righted. And he should be able to get back to pit lane, but he is tore up. Meanwhile, TJ Majors and company going to come down and pit. It was about that time anyway. Now the question is, how far really can they go on a full load of fuel? Could this potentially be their final stop? Kyle Hardy and Aaron Smith actually stayed. No, Aaron Smith did pit, but it looks like potentially fuel only, maybe right sides. I think that's brave going with fuel only. It's got to be just right. So see if I can find this. We'll watch closely here. Aaron Smith, his pit stop. So there it is, right sides only for the 70 of Aaron Smith. Will that track position be enough to keep him out front? So let's go back to the incident that put us under this second caution of the night. We'll take a look at it. There's the 29 to straighter. He was all by himself here. No contact initiated. Just got to the gas a little too soon. Tank slaps it down the backstretch, and then Johnston piles in. I think Kevin McCann got a chunk of it as well. Not too much. A little bit of contact with Kevin McCann and Johnston, but I think Kevin will survive here. Well, certainly exciting. Still a few laps shy of halfway as we're getting ready for the restart here.
Green flag.
And there it goes. Green back in the air. Delayed restart for TJ Majors. As Smith took the outside as the race leader, he could choose that outside lane, but hasn't been able to get clear of Majors. Majors now to the inside. Remember, he took 4 tires and a 13.87 second stop for the 6th. Lightning quick. But Aaron Smith able to hang on. Now McCann will jump to the inside for the 2nd spot. And the caution is out again.
There, homie.
Lilith Peters, oh no. Car didn't look too terrible. Peters and Wysocki involved in this one. Must not have been too terrible. Both cars look drivable, really. Let's try to get a look. So Peters on the bottom in the 1, Wysocki in the 34. Close quarters. Yeah, looks like Lilith got a little loose off of turn 2. Had to check up a touch. Contact was made from Wysocki, and, well, the rest is history. But I think both these drivers will be able to drive away here and finish this race out with little damage they have from that incident. Wysocki is in pit lane just to be sure. Looks like Peter's going to do the same. Dustin in the chat, yes, there is a tire limit. They're limited to 3 sets over the wall. Most drivers have, well, I'd say it's about 50-50. Half the drivers have only made 1 stop so far. So at least 2 sets lay in for the top 9 drivers at a minimum. Looks like actually Casey Bentz will have a set left too because he just took fuel his last stop. A lot of guys that are just going in to top off the tank. So they might be right on the edge of that fuel window. Hearing some guys cut the car off. Let's listen. Yeah, Aaron Smith or TJ Majors just coasting. Clutch in, barely at idle, and there it goes. Picks up it. Clutching it, saving fuel. So TJ's potentially in a mindset that if he saves enough, he might be able to make it to the end here.
Green flag, green flag.
Aaron Smith shuffled to the outside and Majors back to the lead. Mefford marching his way up as well. Now he's got the 4th position from Chuck Sweeting. Chuck's going to try and fight back on the outside behind Brandon Mefford. It's brother Chris Mefford in the mint chocolate chip number 46. Another battle for the lead. Aaron Smith going back to the whip. Lap 107 goes up. Aaron Smith taking another look to the bottom. Can't get it done. Oh, real loose a little bit there mid-corner for the 70. Had to chase it up the track a little, but back to the throttle. Half a car length off the back bumper of Majors. Brian McCann takes a peek to the inside, not enough to get alongside of Aaron Smith. Coming to the line, lap 110 goes up. We're going to step aside here. We're a little late on our side-by-side break as McCann goes to the bottom for second spot. Stay with us. You won't miss a minute of the action. We'll be right back.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at Kern County, TJ Majors continues to dominate. Aaron Smith has fallen back to P3. It's back to more of the same. Brian McCann out on the trail of the 6. Still not able to make that pass. Remember that last caution, Lilith Peters was involved in it, but she is still digging up into the 8th position now, up 11 positions from where she started. I want to make mention here as well, Chris Mefford in that 46 machine, he's up 12 spots in 5th. Things starting to settle down here with this battle up front as Majors and McCann now has started to actually stretch out their lead over the rest of the field. Brandon Mefford back there in 3rd, 1.2 back. Brandon continuing to pick drivers off. Brian going at it again here, just a couple of feet off the back bumper of Majors. Trying to find a way. We saw him make a pretty brazen move prior to that first round of pit stops, that mid-race caution that we had. Got very close to taking the lead away, got alongside Majors, but then had to worry about Aaron Smith because he jumped to the bottom trying to take the spot from the 3. We'll see if we see more of that here. Situation a little different now that McCann doesn't have Aaron Smith breathing down his neck, and Aaron Smith has fallen even further back on those 2 tires to 6th. TJ Majors with 3 wins this season. Brian McCann with 0. Seen these guys go at it quite a bit this season. It's been clean from race 1 on. Will we see any fireworks here at Kern County tonight? Being a short track, there's always that potential. Shady Acres mentioned in the broadcast how this place is pretty much a one-groove track, especially when the tires start to wear. Will Brian McCann resort to, well, the old bump and run? Last lap for McCann was faster. We'll take a look at these here. And faster than last time and a little slower this time. So Majors takes it back. McCann quicker again. It's quicker, but not by much. You're going to need to be at least a 10th plus faster at a minimum every lap to really do anything with TJ here, and you're going to put yourself in an uncomfortable position to try and make the pass. I mean, Shady Acres talking about that one groove racetrack. You kind of have to run right behind the guy ahead of you because he's running the preferred line. Somehow you got to run the non-preferred line, make it stick while maintaining momentum to complete that pass, or, well, as we mentioned a moment ago, use the bumper. And I don't think Brian McCann wants to do it. I don't think he's afraid to do it, but these two have raced so clean against each other all season long that I don't know if I'd put any money on it happening. I suppose it's possible. Again, McCann without a win this season, I think he's going to do just about anything he can to pick one up. Time will tell. Now Major is starting to stretch his legs a bit, puts 4/10 on Brian McCann. Got to start wondering, though, is there an issue with fuel? So we had TJ Majors during that last caution right about the mid portion of this race. Cutting the car off, putting the clutch in, coasting, letting it idle, trying to save every drop he can. How close is it for Majors? That's the real question. We did not get that full green flag run in before the caution came out, so it's tough to say exactly how much a 75% fuel load yields as far as laps are concerned. Majors now checking out even more. 6/10 back to Brian McCann. Shady Acres says, I'm not putting money on him using the bumper. He's had plenty of chances to do that to the 6 all season. That's kind of my point. I mean, these guys have raced each other so cleanly this year. I don't know. Anything's possible. But I'm with you, man. I just don't see it happening. Aaron Smith running back in 6th still. Lilith Peters now up to P7. She still continues to knock off spots. A little loose on the exit of 4. Kevin McCann in tow in 8th. Tim Schofield 9th. Casey Benson 10th. And Peters makes a look to the inside on Aaron Smith and will have the spot. About 45 laps into this green flag run, and we're seeing some passing on track. I think a lot of that has to do with Smith on just right sides. Peters one more spot before she cracks the top 5 again. She's just out here looking for race wins at this point. She has been eliminated from playoff contention. In fact, we'll pull that right back up here for a moment. Take a look at the points coming into tonight. Aaron Smith on top, certainly. They've all reset, so it's kind of like a new mini season starting off here tonight. TJ now out to a full second advantage over Brian McCann, so you can only wonder if Brian used up his stuff or if maybe he's saving a little. Tried the brute force method and that wasn't working, so we're going to back up, save our stuff for later on in the race if this goes green to the end, which it's not impossible. These guys have only had, I think, 2 cautions all night long, so they've done a wonderful job being clean here tonight. Sometimes these short tracks, you get 10, 15, almost 20 cautions sometimes. It can get kind of crazy. These guys have really cleaned up their act, putting on a good show here this evening. Back out front, Majors still in charge here down the back straightaway. See the distance now back to the 3 of Brian McCann. Last lap for McCann, about 2/10 slower than Majors. Shady Acres making a very good point. Says, don't drivers want to get top 25 in points for eligibility for next season? Absolutely. That is a great point that I had overlooked. Things changing up a little bit next year, trying to stiffen up the competition across the series. I believe there's going to be effectively 2 series. You'll have the IROC series, and then I think you're going to have the contender or a challenger series, something along those lines. So it's not necessarily going to exclude everybody. They're still going to have an opportunity to race with a lot of the same guys. You just kind of have to prove your worth. And that starts right now in this season. More to come next season. Chris Mefford has gotten clear of brother Brandon, moves himself up into the 4th spot. Said it a bunch here tonight. It's impressive the run these guys have had without a ton of cautions, but man, I think one right now would be great. These guys a chance to reset, bolt on some new tires, not have to worry about fuel, and just see where the chips fall. Yeah, Shady Acres, I'm really liking the idea too. It's going to really make the competition a lot harder for everybody involved. You're going to see a lot of different winners next season, I'm thinking. Peter still having a solid run here tonight. She's had a little mishap on the racetrack, but it hasn't knocked her down. She's still running in P6. I want to make a note here. Brian McCann just ran a lap of 18.9 seconds. It's about a 10th faster than the race leader, TJ Majors. So maybe taking care of that race car, cooling those tires off, as he is back to the whip. Now a 1906 for McCann. Majors with a 1911. It's not a big difference here, but there's enough. We got Ken Couch in the chat. Says, hey, Steve, great little track. It is a cool place. Never been, but would love to. It's putting on a good race here tonight, though. Only 2 cautions over the course of 163 laps. Change of position just outside the top 10. Chris Wally going to go down a spot from Doug Wysocki. Wysocki in the 34. He'll get clear of Wally down the straightaway into turn 3. See the deficit from Majors back to McCann slowly shrinking. But you know what? I think Majors was playing the same game because he just ran an 18.95 on 66 lap old tires. Or 64, I guess we'll call it. Nevertheless, what's 2 laps here at Kern? McCann's still a bit faster, but Majors knows he's reeling him in, so he had to pick up his pace a bit. There's the last 5 laps. McCann almost 2 tenths quicker. Wow, he's really shrunk that lead. And it continues. Won't be long, I think, before McCann gets there, but will he have enough to make a charge and make that pass on TJ? That's going to be the main question. Does TJ have enough fuel? That's the other question. Kind of asked the same question for Brian McCann. Is he pit the same time? Really, everybody within the top 5 could have a questionable fuel outcome as this race closes in on its completion. With that said, the driver in 6th place, Lilith Peters, made a pit stop at lap 99. 4 tires and fuel. So she has a slight tire advantage, and she's definitely there in the fuel department. I think she's good to go there. So if we go green to the end, and if these guys start dropping with empty fuel tanks, all the hard work that Peters has put in this season, she could have one fall in her lap. There's a lot of factors involved in that. A lot of things have to go right for her for that to be the case, but there's a chance. Back out front, and McCann is there. A car length off the back bumper here. Closing in on 26 laps to go. Majors has been caught. Can he be passed? He hasn't all night long. Majors has led this race. And there's the bumper. Just a slight little nudge to the back of Majors. The first one is to let him know you're there. The second one is to let him know I'm coming through. The third one is you took too long to get out of my way. 25 to go. McCann still faster the last time by, about half a tenth. There's the last 5 laps again. You see every single one of them green for Brian McCann. Not this time. Majors holds him up a bit. Still, the question remains, fuel. Is it going to be a factor or not? Let's add another joker to the deck. Lap traffic. Zachary Cleek in the 11 on the lead lap. He may fight to stay there, or will he go up? No, he gives their leaders room. .22 to go. McCann still right there. It's just been repeat after repeat of the same here. This race has played out like this all night long. The leader has been Majors pretty much since the drop of the green flag. McCann has been there in second for a good portion of it. He was very close to completing the pass prior to halfway. Couldn't get it done. And it was really a surprise move that I'd be willing to bet TJ is going to be looking to see. Shady Acres calling it for TJ with 20 to go. Lap traffic could play a part, you never know. Fuel obviously a factor too, but he's got to find the right line to get around these guys without breaking his own momentum. McCann will be there. We've seen the 3, been able to take advantage of that in the past. Thought the 6 slid up the racetrack a little bit, opens the door for Brian McCann. He's got a fender there. Headed down into turn number 1, side by side for the race lead with 18 laps to go. McCann is still there. Little bit of contact to the 6, exiting turn 4. He's still side by side. Now 17 laps to go. Very equal laps for the top 2. All this while working through some lap traffic, and Majors clears them again. McCann's going to have to regroup. He's got 15 laps to mount another charge. He's still running quick lap times. Needs another opportunity. McCann back to the inside. 14 to go. Oh, real loose off turn 2. McCann saves the car, but he's going to have to regroup. Brian McCann not rattled. Back to the back bumper of TJ Majors. Laps winding down. It'll be 12 laps to go. And right back to the whip. Faster by almost a 10th and a half again. I don't know. If McCann gets to the inside and gets alongside Majors with 5 laps to go or less, I think he might have to use them up here. I think it's the only way it's going to happen. Hard racing here for the top spot here at Kern County. McCann still running faster lap times. Coming to the stripe. 10 laps remain. It is amazing to watch these guys at the front of the field, Chuck Sweeting included. They're all running low 19s. Everybody else is running 19.2s or worse. McCann to the inside. How many times? Majors gets the drive off. Now another look to the inside. Now turn 3. 4 lap traffic up ahead. 8 laps to go. McCann's keeping it to the bottom of the racetrack now. Major is trying to pinch him down as low as he can. McCann tucks back in. These guys are out here running qualifying laps on old tires. Majors just ran an 1898. Lots of lap traffic just ahead of the leaders here, coming to 5 laps to go. Will they yield or will they battle it out? These guys are all fighting for position. Casey Benz, Tim Schofield, and Chris Wally. They've got their own battle to worry about. Now McCann back to the bottom of the racetrack alongside TJ Majors for the lead. Still nothing doing. Four laps to go. Does McCann use the bumper? TJ Major swatting flies in the cockpit of the number 6 as McCann gets back to the bottom, trying to take advantage. A little bit of contact into the door of TJ Majors, but still no, has to tuck back in again. Time is running out for Brian McCann of that first win of the season. Off turn number 4, Major sees 2 laps to go. Lap and a half for the 6, still lap traffic involved. Casey Benz, Majors will have to go to the top. McCann keeps it on the bottom of the racetrack. White flag in the air, final lap. Benz goes to the bottom, leaders get through. Oh, contact and the leaders spin off of turn number 2. They're both involved down the backstretch. This is going to open the door for Chuck Sweeting. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Chuck Sweeting is going to walk into a race win here at Kern County. Unbelievable. Working through lap traffic, there was contact between McCann and Majors off the back straightaway. Chuck Sweeting there to pick up the scraps and walk away with a victory here at Kern. Wow. Sure Chuck won't mind. We talk about it so often in these winners and post-race interviews, how you put yourself in position enough times, eventually Lady Luck will shine down on you and you'll pick up a win. Sweeting put himself in position. Calamity occurred, and he was there to capitalize. Chuck Sweeting with the race win here. Let's take a look what happened here in the backstretch here, off turn number 2 on the final lap between our race leaders. See, Casey Benz at the bottom of the track, a lap car, and then the 12, I think that was Schofield. DJ got a big run off, but the 12 did not. So I think TJ might have had to lift just a touch there, and right into the back bumper goes the 3. Effectively killing their nights, both of them really. They were so far out in front, though. McCann still managed to finish second, and Majors was still third. See if we can get a blimp angle here. See what this looks like from here. Watch the 12 on exit at turn number 2. You see TJ really tried to shut the door because McCann was moving to the middle there, but he also wanted to get down because he knew he'd get held up by Schofield. Crazy ending. Well, we're going to step aside here. We'll get our break out of the way. We'll be back with our top 3 after this. Stay with us.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway, Chuck Sweeting picking up the win, leading one and only lap, the one that mattered. White flag came out, leaders tangled on the backstretch. Chuck Sweeting picked up the scraps. Let's get a word with our race winner. Second win of the season for Chuck Sweeting. We'll pull him up to the booth and get a word. Chuck and Steve with Track Limits in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, Chuck. Wow is all I got to say about that one. A dominant TJ Majors and a close battle for that lead on the last lap. They come together off of turn number 2. You managed to miss all the chaos, and you drive that thing to victory lane. What was going through your mind through turns 1 and 2 there on the final lap?
Well, I was kind of hoping maybe they'd get into it with each other, but apparently a lap ran out of gas or something like that. So, but I don't know. Christmas just came early for me this week, so I'll take it.
Certainly an impressive night, and I said it in post-race here. You got to keep putting yourself in position. The wins will come. That has certainly been the case for you here tonight. You had a fast race car, qualified 4th. You were a front runner most of the evening, and again, just keep running those laps. Lady Luck smiled down upon you, and you pick up the race win here tonight. That was just an awesome ending.
Yeah, I just had to keep it clean, keep from burning the tires off of it, and I didn't quite have the speed of those top 2, but I was also trying to save fuel a little bit because we were borderline making it there. So, but maybe I saved a little too much, but I still wouldn't have been able to pass them even if I hadn't been saving. I don't think they're both really fast every single week. So it's nice to come away with another win, and yeah, we'll take a nice break and see where we go from here.
Speaking of a break, a week from now, I think December 22nd, not much of a break yet, really. We've got no breaks even for the holidays. So we're going to be at Daytona for the IROC 250 next Monday. Super Speedway racing. Obviously, short track racing has its own issues to be concerned with. Usually it's a lot of bent sheet metal. Tonight really wasn't the case as far as that's concerned, but bent sheet metal for different reasons potentially next week at Daytona. How do you plan to stay out of the chaos next week?
I'll approach it the same way I approach most of those races. I'll try to just survive the first half, and then second half try to stay in the lead group and continue to avoid any wrecks if there are. And I think the league has gotten a lot better. I think I mentioned last week this would probably be a lot cleaner race than the other short tracks we've run this season. So the drivers are getting more used to the car and each other, and hopefully that'll show up next week on the big track too. But I'd much rather run these short tracks than those big tracks. I like to have my destiny in my own hands, not somebody else's.
Fair point for sure. Congratulations, Chuck. An awesome job here picking up the win here tonight. Who do you want to shout out to?
Just thanks to Wally for all he does. Thanks to Premier and all the sponsors that support the league, and appreciate all the drivers and clean racing, and appreciate you guys for doing an awesome broadcast, and we'll move on to the next one then.
All right, Chuck. Well, thanks for the kind words, man. Good luck next week.
All right, thanks a lot.
Chuck Sweeting, your race winner here at Kern County. Thrilling finish, and he's right. This league really has gotten a whole lot better over the course of this season. To put on a race here at this short track at Kern County, a fast short track really with banking, a tricky place to get around, only 3 cautions really to speak of. This is really impressive tonight. So we'll get a word here with Brian McCann next, our runner-up. Still ended up finishing about where we kind of expected him to, with a little bit of chaos on the last lap. We'll talk to Brian here. Brian, it's Steve with Track Limits. You got us?
I do.
Brian, second place finish, kind of where we expected to see you here, even though you were given everything I think you had the TJ Majors in the closing laps of this thing. We saw you drop back to about a 1.5 second deficit and then ran him down. What was the difference maker tonight? A lot of guys talking about single groove racetrack.
Yeah, I felt like I was faster the whole night. I kept challenging, trying to figure out a way to get around him. He's real good at defending. There at the end where I dropped off, it was a fuel strategy, so I had to save fuel, so I backed off, saved a little bit of tire, doing the same thing, and I think I don't know, like 40 to go or something. I figured out I had enough fuel. I've saved enough, so now it's time to go, right? So I catch back up to him, and we were racing real good. A lot of side-by-side there. Clean racing for the most part. We bumped a few times, but it's unfortunate there that last lap, car in front of us ran out of gas, and I had no idea. I couldn't see it. The only thing I could see was TJ's bumpers, and he checked up, and I was there. So luckily we ended up still getting a podium out of it, not falling back too far.
Yeah, you still come away with a second-place finish, still chasing that elusive first win of the season. I can't imagine an IROC Challenge Series season without a McCann in victory lane. So how do you feel about picking that one up next week at Daytona?
Oh, I would love it. That's going to be some luck and strategy involved there.
Well, with that said, congratulations on the runner-up finish here. And a nice job for all you guys putting on a great show, especially at the end with you and TJ battling for that race lead, man. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, my family, you for doing the broadcast, league admins for putting us all on, Chris Wally. Everybody watching tonight, drivers, great race, good overall clean race. Yeah, see you next week.
All right, Brian, thanks for talking to us. Good luck at Daytona. Brian McCann, your runner-up here at Kern County. I don't think we are going to have TJ Majors available for comment. Busy schedule, I'm sure, but either way, he's probably a little frustrated. He was the dominant driver here tonight, absolutely murdered the field, but couldn't get it home to that final lap. 12 of Schofield running out of fuel on the backstretch out of turn number 2, that closing rate being what it was. TJ had to check up or run him over, and unfortunately he checked up and then got run over. So a tough ending for this. Still walks away with a third-place finish, so not a terrible points night by any means, but a tough ending for TJ Majors. That's a hard pill to swallow. With that said, though, let's get a look at our race results. That'll do it for the interview portion of tonight's broadcast. So let's take a look at it. Chuck Sweeting, your race winner. Brian McCann comes home in the second spot. TJ Majors was third. Chris Mefford brings it home fourth. And a top 5 for Lilith Peters. She earned that one. Big-time drive to the front here. 14 positions gained on the night, even with a spin and some contact with the wall. Solid run on a Lilith Peters. Look for more of that, especially when we get some more short tracks going into our future here. Brandon Mefford was 6th. Aaron Smith, after a 2-tire strategy, fell to the 7th spot. Kevin McCann, 8th. Steve Durbin was 9th. Chris Wally salvaged. That's what we're looking for. A top 10 finish here tonight. Casey Bentz was 11th. Doug Wysocki came home in 12th. Tim Schofield, the driver that ran out of fuel on the final lap, he finishes 13th. Zachary Cleek was 14th. Kyle Hardy, 15th. William Tyndall, 16th. Kyle White comes home in the 17th spot. 18th went to Christian Strader. 19th place was Garrett Johnston. Todd Cleek was 20th. Peter Ruzick was 21st. That's your race results here from the 3-wide with DJG 200. Season 10 of the IROC Challenge Series in the books. And since we race on a Monday, we're not taking a night off. We're going to run into the Christmas week. So Monday the 22nd, don't expect us to be off. We're going to be racing from Daytona, the IROC 250. Looking forward to that. Thank you guys for tuning in here tonight. Really appreciate it. Stream chat was super busy. Shady Acres, you're my hero. Nice job here tonight being very active in the chat. Keep that up. We love it. Ken Couch jumping in. Who else did we have? We had Ken Couch, Shady Acres, Zach Millett jumping in for a brief moment. He's probably at work. Repeat 1975. Dustin from 0X Strategy Series, thanks for checking in with us as well. They race tomorrow night here on Track Limits. A little earlier in the evening. It'll be 8:25 in the East. Live broadcast here at Track Limits Network. So tune in for that. They run the next gen car, so that should be a good time as well. And might as well take a look, see exactly where they're running tomorrow night. Kansas Speedway with the next gen. Yeah, that'll be a good one. So tune in for it if you got nothing going on, and even if you do, turn it on the phone, keep it by your side, listen for the action. It'll be a good time. That'll do it for us. Congratulations to Chuck Sweeting picking up the race win on the final lap here from Kern County. See you guys next week at Daytona. Thanks for watching.